Good morning, traders. I am Stephen Davis, Senior Market Strategist, RJO Futures. Friday morning, we're here to talk to you about the agriculture of the grain markets. I want to start first off by saying it's very difficult to trade politics, but here we are with trade tariffs and weather back and forth. And we'll start with the corn market here today. Usually when we sell off like this in corn and we're at the bottom, the fundamentals are bearish. Well, the fundamentals are bullish on the corn market. The trade is not showing us that here today, but the balance sheet on corn is tightening. Certainly exports are the key to all of these markets. And here's a positive on corn is ethanol production up 7.5% since the last report. So demand for corn very strong, very stout. And you can see our first chart of the day here in corn. Certainly trending lower here. You can see that gap up at 390 on July corn. Can we get up there? Yes, we can. And that's like a limit move higher here in the corn market. Corn is very good at filling these gaps, so we'll keep talking about that. Okay, the soybean market certainly tied to Chinese tariffs. And here's our chart of soybeans. And this is how you would expect a soybean chart to look if you have tariffs and China not buying U.S. soybeans. Remember a couple of weeks ago I mentioned soybeans out of Brazil to Shanghai are 38% higher than U.S. soybeans out of Iowa to Shanghai. So, from a business perspective, but if China wants to fight and argue with us and come back to our president, then that's what they're going to do. Brazil, they move all of their soybeans by truck, and certainly that's like 80, 90 years ago. And the trucking unions are so strong in Brazil, I think it keeps the railroads from really getting a presence here. But the most efficient way to move grain is by rail, and Brazil doesn't have that just yet. So we'll keep talking about that. Certainly the charts on soybeans here, very real damage. When we do rally 30, 40, 50 cents, perhaps this is a selling opportunity. Another thing that is a concern of mine is this big drop in soybean. Usually we get USDA announcements here of export sales of U.S. soybeans. There weren't any yesterday, there weren't any today, so a real concern of mine here going forward. China's going to buy all the agriculture and soybeans and canola from Canada, for example. And certainly we've aggravated the Canadians here, and Canada would rather do trade business with China than USA right here, right now. The wheat market, the best of the three here, the next chart of wheat you can see, looks pretty good in here. Wheat is trading lower on weather concerns, certainly around the world. So if you're an end user, this is a gift here to come in here and buy our grains. If trade tariffs get cleared up here, you'll see a rally immediately. There's a lot of growing weather ahead. And, just even this morning, just a lot of rain here in northern Illinois. Rain makes grain. And the three I states, Indiana, Iowa, Illinois, when you get good rain like this, it's really hard for the corn market, for example, to trade higher. Everybody have an excellent weekend.